嘿，我是 Jackie， 欢迎回到电扶梯左左边。这一集除了这个开场之外，全部是由 AI 产出的 podcast。没错，上一集我跟141集的胡成伟访谈，他在 Google 做了一个产品叫做 NotebookLM。那这个产品是来帮助大家学习用的工具，从任何内容里面产出一集 podcast。那集聊胡成伟在自学写程式，从台湾到美国心路历程。AI 跟哲学的思考，跟他做决定思考的框架，非常棒的一集2个小时半的内容。那我把这个内容用他做的产品 NotebookLM 上传上去给这个 AI， 然后 AI 在5分钟内就产出了2个主持人，然后一集18分钟的 podcast 来讲解我们这一集 podcast 里面讲了什么，做了一个统整整理跟一个对话来跟大家分析我们的这一集 podcast， 非常有趣。我们在原本的 podcast 里面也有介绍这个产品，它在 NotebookLM 在 Google 做什么，然后这个产品怎么应用，我们还会做一个 live demo， 这一期很棒，还没有听建议大家去听。但是这个 AI 在上传这里之后，也讲到说，有个这个新的产品叫做 NotebookLM， 所以回过头来变得有点像他在自己介绍自己，超级有趣。然后刚好是一期是我们访问做这个产品的工程师所以他介绍自己，然后又介绍做他自己这个产品的人，所以我觉得哇，超级有趣。最近真的 AI 真的是在我们生活中很多应用的场景，像连我们淀粉自我成长大家庭里面的 Discord， 我快要出一个 AI 的机器人，可以帮你在淀粉社群里面问说，我想要找喜欢瑜伽，或者想找这样工作的人，或者这样背景的人，我们就有一个 AI 功能，就会自动帮你列出说，这些淀粉可能适合你去跟他们交流。我们每个月的淀粉咖啡厅，每个月帮你配对一个最适合你的淀粉，本来很多都是这种人工去做的，那现在我们之后会做一个 AI 的版本，所以我要特别shout out给我们淀粉自我成长大家庭里面很厉害的工程师淀粉 Wilson， 帮我们开发这个功能，所以大家有兴趣也欢迎加入我们淀粉的自我成长大家庭，来找到适合你的好伙伴，用 AI 的功能让大家一起自我成长，做最好自己，更好的我们。所以现在 AI 真的很多很好玩的功能，想说这一集因为刚访完胡成伟，然后刚介绍完他的产品 Google 的 NotebookLM，然后我想说，我们来玩一个好玩的事情，把这个档案上传给他，让他去产出一期 podcast， 变出2个主持人，去自己介绍做这个产品的人，跟自己介绍自己这个产品，超级有趣。这个功能目前只有英文版本，所以但我会帮大家在下面上中英的字幕，让大家可以体验一下这个 AI 产出 podcast 是什么样的感觉。那我接下来就交棒给 Google NotebookLM 产出来的2个 podcast 主持人 ，Let's go。
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. So today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the mind of Cheng-Wei Hu, a software engineer at Google.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, and we're going to be listening in on a conversation that he had with Jackie, a podcaster and fellow self-improvement enthusiast.
Okay.
As they kind of explore his unconventional path and philosophies.
Yeah, his story really stood out to me. His dedication to intrinsic motivation.
Yeah.
Like super inspiring. I think he even kept his Chinese name professionally in the U.S.,
Right.
Staying true to his roots, even though you can imagine it probably causes him some, inconvenience from time to time.
For sure. Yeah, it's a powerful statement about what he values.
Definitely.
And ties into his useful over true concept. And I'm really interested to hear more about.
For sure, yeah.
Like he pulls wisdom from different philosophies and applies it to what works for him, even if it seems to clash.
Exactly. It's so fascinating how he embraces growth through discomfort. Whether that's teaching himself to code while studying finance or intentionally switching teams at Google to seek out new challenges.
Yeah.
He's just drawn to pushing his boundaries.
For sure. So let's dive into Cheng-Wei's own words and hear more about his journey.
Love it.
So Jackie kicks off the conversation by highlighting some key moments in his career.
Okay.
From self-taught programmer to experiences at Amazon Grinderline TV AppWorks.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's clear he's got a diverse background before even landing at Google.
Yeah.
And of course, we can't forget his work on NotebookLM and AR/VR projects.
And that's not all.
Oh, there's more.
He's got a wide range of interests beyond his tech career, music, basketball, philosophy, photography.
Wow.
Just to name a few.
He's a multifaceted individual.
He is.
When asked to describe himself in 3 words, he chose autotelic, optimistic, and pragmatic.
Interesting.
That autotelic meaning driven by intrinsic motivation really struck a chord with me.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about his approach to life, doesn't it?
Totally.
Why he prioritizes internal satisfaction over external validation.
Absolutely. He even mentioned this heuristic that he uses to guide his decisions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if he were the only person left on Earth, would he still find value in a particular experience or purchase?
Interesting.
It really cuts through the noise and helps him to prioritize what truly matters.
It's a great exercise for all of us.
For sure, yeah.
I love that.
So now let's get to the heart of his unique philosophy, that useful over true concept.
Okay.
So Cheng Wei uses Ludwig Wittgenstein's philosophy of showing versus defining to illustrate this.
Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure. So Wittgenstein argued that some things, especially abstract concepts like love or happiness, can't be adequately defined with words.
Okay.
You have to experience them, show them through your actions rather than trying to pin them down with a definition.
I see.
And so Cheng Wei applies this to his life, for example, through game design.
Okay.
He says that trying to define fun is nearly impossible. But you can demonstrate it. You can build it into the mechanics and experience of a game.
Yeah.
And he sees the same principle at work in understanding concepts like love or happiness.
So it's like a very practical, almost experiential approach to philosophy.
Right. And it goes beyond just understanding concepts.
Okay.
He also applies this to his approach to spirituality.
Really?
So Cheng Wei identifies as agnostic, yet he finds value in incorporating practices like prayer from Christianity because he appreciates the beauty of gratitude.
I see.
And he challenges the traditional notion of adhering to one specific belief system.
Yeah.
And he seems to draw inspiration from various sources, taking what resonates with him and leaving the rest.
So he compares the beauty he finds in Christian prayer to that which he sees in Islamic fasting and Buddhist philosophy.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for him, regardless of where the idea originates.
It's a really interesting approach.
Yeah. So it's refreshing to hear someone so open about their personal blend of beliefs and practices.
Yeah.
Speaking of finding what works, Jackie and Cheng Wei then move on to discuss his experience as an intern at Line TV.
Okay.
Where his proactive nature really stood out.
So he went beyond the typical intern tasks, right?
Yeah.
Like he found a problem, took the initiative to find a solution, and then presented it to a supervisor.
Exactly.
Really showcasing his, resourcefulness and drive to contribute.
Yeah, it's a great example of his philosophy in action, right?
Right.
He doesn't wait for instructions.
Yeah.
He's like seeking out opportunities to make a difference.
For sure.
And this experience led him to develop what he calls the untrust principle.
Okay, the untrust principle.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
It sounds kind of counterintuitive, right?
A little bit.
But he explains it as exceeding expectations in your current role, and then once you've proven yourself, redefining your scope within the company
I see.
to take on new challenges and responsibilities.
So it's not about like shirking your duties or anything.
Right.
It's about going above and beyond and then leveraging that trust that you've built to expand your impact.
Exactly.
I can see how this might be particularly relevant for our listeners who are, early in their careers or feeling a little bit stagnant in their current roles.
For sure. For sure. It's about being proactive and taking ownership.
Yeah.
Have you spotted inefficiencies in your workflow?
Right.
Do you have an idea for a new project that could benefit your team?
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to step up and propose solutions.
For sure.
You might be surprised at the opportunities that open up when you demonstrate that initiative.
I love that. It reminds me of the saying, the best way to predict the future is to create it.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
So now Cheng Wei's journey takes him to Google,
Okay.
a company known for its massive scale and complex structure.
Right.
And surprisingly, he's quite candid about his dislike for big company culture.
Really?
Yeah. So it might seem counterintuitive, but his decision to join Google was driven by a very specific goal.
What was that?
Obtaining his green card?
Oh, wow.
So it was a strategic move, prioritizing his long-term aspirations, even if it meant enduring a less-than-ideal work environment.
I see.
Sometimes we have to make choices that align with our larger goals, even if they involve temporary compromises.
For sure.
But what's interesting is that despite this mismatch, Cheng Wei found ways to not just survive, but thrive at Google.
Okay, so how did he do that?
Well, he focused on what he valued most, technical excellence.
Okay.
He surrounded himself with brilliant engineers. He sought out challenging projects.
So he created a fulfilling experience for himself
Yeah.
within a system that he didn't necessarily love.
Exactly. And then there's the story of his frequent team changes.
Oh, yeah. How many teams did he switch again?
4 in his first year alone.
Wow.
So, that could easily lead to frustration and a feeling of instability.
Right.
But true to his nature, Cheng Wei reframed these changes as opportunities for rapid learning.
Okay.
He was exposed to a wide range of projects and technologies, gaining a breadth of experience that would have been difficult to achieve otherwise.
For sure.
He even referred to his time on the YouTube team as wasted time.
Wow.
It's a pretty bold statement.
It is.
It's clear that he values, focused, purposeful work, and that experience just didn't align with his vision.
I see.
But just when he was ready to leave Google, having achieved his green card goal, fate intervened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so his former tech lead,
Okay.
who was aware of his passion for this specific project called NotebookLM,
NotebookLM.
Yeah.
Okay.
alerted him to a potential opening on the team.
Wow, so this chance encounter
Yeah.
led him to a role he genuinely enjoyed and felt passionate about.
Exactly. It's a great reminder that the people we meet along the way can have a profound impact on our trajectories.
For sure.
So what is this NotebookLM that captured Cheng-Wei's attention so intensely?
Right.
Jackie asks him to explain it for those who might not be familiar with the tool.
Okay, so how did he describe it?
Well, he describes NotebookLM as an AI-powered tool designed for learning and research.
Okay.
Users can upload various sources like PDFs, videos, or audio recordings,
Okay.
and then ask questions related to those sources.
Oh, interesting.
And the AI then provides answers grounded in the uploaded material.
So imagine having like a super smart research assistant
Yeah.
who has instantly absorbed all your materials
Right.
and can pull out the relevant information.
With incredible speed and accuracy.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of the features that contributed to NotebookLM's popularity is this podcast feature.
Oh, a podcast feature. That's cool.
Yeah, so users can have their uploaded text transformed into a natural-sounding audio conversation
Wow.
between AI hosts.
So it essentially creates a podcast that discusses the content.
Yeah, I love that it's like having your own personal AI book club,
I love that.
breaking down these complex ideas.
Yeah, what's even more fascinating is that he uses this feature to evaluate his own writing.
He does.
So he explained that by listening to how the AI hosts discuss his work.
He gains insights into areas where he can improve clarity flow argumentation.
It's brilliant. It's like getting an instant feedback loop from an AI writing coach.
That's so cool.
But NotebookLM isn't just for writers.
Okay.
Researchers are using it to analyze scientific papers. Teachers are using it to grade student work.
Wow.
Anyone who needs to quickly process large amounts of information can benefit from its capabilities.
It's a testament to the, rapidly evolving landscape of AI tools and their potential to augment human capabilities.
Totally.
Really fascinating.
While Cheng-Wei couldn't disclose confidential details about the technical inner workings of NotebookLM,
Okay.
he did give us a glimpse into how the podcast feature works.
Oh, cool.
It involves encoding the text using a technique called RGAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation,
Okay.
and then employing text-to-speech technology to create the audio conversation.
It's a complex process, but the result is surprisingly seamless and natural sounding.
For sure.
It's really impressive. So this deep dive into NotebookLM naturally leads to a broader discussion about the future of AI.
Right.
So Jackie asks Cheng-Wei for his perspective after working on such a cutting-edge project, and he reaffirms his belief in the bicycle of the mind analogy.
Okay.
He sees AI as a tool to amplify human intelligence,
Right.
not replace it.
Right.
He acknowledges the valid concerns about job displacement,
Yeah.
but maintains his optimism that AI will ultimately lead to societal benefits and greater human fulfillment.
That's great.
He cites AlphaFold as a prime example of AI's positive impact.
Okay, and AlphaFold, as many of our listeners probably know,
Right.
is a deep learning model developed by Google's DeepMind. And it can predict protein structures with remarkable speed and accuracy, something that used to take researchers months or even years to achieve.
Exactly.
This breakthrough has revolutionized drug development and scientific research,
For sure.
freeing up scientists to focus on higher-level tasks and accelerating progress in various fields.
It's a powerful example of how AI can be harnessed to solve complex problems and improve human lives.
Definitely.
And it leads to an important question for our listeners.
What's that?
How might AI disrupt your field? What opportunities and challenges does it present?
It's a question worth pondering.
For sure.
AI is rapidly evolving, and its impact will be felt across all industries.
Right.
It's not about feeling the change, but about understanding how to adapt, acquire new skills, and leverage AI's potential to create a better future.
Absolutely.
I like that. Cheng-Wei believes education is key to navigating this transition successfully.
Right.
He sees two major hurdles that prevent people from fully realizing their learning potential.
Which are?
Motivation, comprehension.
Yeah, we've all been there, right?
I have.
Struggling to stay engaged with a subject or grappling with complex concepts that seem impenetrable.
Yeah, it can be a real struggle sometimes, but Cheng Wei is optimistic about how AI can be used to address these challenges.
Okay.
He points to Duolingo.
As a great example of using gamification to boost motivation.
They've really revolutionized language learning, haven't they?
Totally.
Like the streaks, the rewards, and the friendly competition keep users engaged and coming back for more.
Exactly. And Cheng Wei envisions AI taking this concept even further.
Okay.
Imagine personalized nudges that adapt to your learning style, difficulty levels that adjust in real time based on your progress,
Wow.
and even achievement previews that give you a glimpse of the skills and knowledge you'll gain if you persevere.
So it's about tapping into those intrinsic motivators, right?
Yeah.
And making learning as addictive as well. Let's be honest, scrolling through social media.
A lofty goal, for sure.
It is.
But I think we can all agree that finding ways to make learning more engaging is incredibly important.
For sure.
Cheng Wei recognizes the inherent challenges in this,
Yeah.
but he believes that focusing on a specific niche, machine learning,
Okay.
could be a great starting point.
And why machine learning specifically?
Well, it's in high demand, often perceived as difficult, and has a high dropout rate.
Right.
It's the perfect testing ground for these AI-powered tools that can boost motivation and comprehension.
Yeah, imagine an AI tutor that can guide you through complex concepts, provide personalized feedback, and adapt to your individual learning pace.
Exactly.
That could be a game changer for those struggling to break into this field.
Totally. And Jackie actually suggests another interesting area to explore: philosophy.
Oh, philosophy. Okay.
She points out that philosophy also suffers from this perception of being difficult and inaccessible.
Right.
But in reality, it can be incredibly engaging and relevant to our daily lives.
Totally.
Imagine an AI-powered tool that helps you unpack philosophical concepts, relate them to current events, and even engage in thought-provoking discussions with the virtual Socrates.
Oh, that's fun.
The possibilities are truly exciting.
Yeah, they are.
But for now, let's shift gears and explore another fascinating aspect of Cheng Wei's journey: his passion for writing.
Okay.
Jackie highlights some key points from his article, Why I Write.
Right.
And in his article, Cheng Wei describes writing as a learning investment, a way to clarify his thinking and deliver value to others.
I like that.
And of course, the theme of useful over true surfaces once again.
Of course.
He emphasizes that while truth is important, usefulness should be the primary focus of his writing.
Yeah, I mean, that ties into his whole philosophy pretty well.
It does.
He also advocates for embracing oversimplification,
Uh-huh.
but always providing those contextual references for those who want to delve deeper. It's about finding that balance between accessibility and depth.
Exactly. And he encourages writers to embrace authenticity and express their opinions boldly,
Right.
even if it means risking being wrong.
Yeah, you got to put himself out there.
He quotes Puck, who said, "The difference between wanting to be right and wanting to have been right is the difference between a writer and a historian."
It's a powerful reminder that growth comes from taking risks and putting your ideas out there,
For sure.
even if they're not perfectly formed or universally accepted.
Absolutely. Makes me wonder, where might you as a listener be holding back from expressing your own thoughts and ideas?
Yeah, are you censoring yourself out of fear of judgment or a desire to always be right?
Right.
What might you achieve if you embraced a bolder, more authentic voice?
That's a great question to reflect on.
It is.
Now, Cheng Wei is honest about the challenges of balancing writing with his other pursuits, especially building software.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's a tension he's still navigating, and he doesn't claim to have all the answers.
Sure.
He sees writing as a powerful tool for understanding complex topics.
Okay.
He mentions his weekly I.O. project as an example, where he explores a different idea each week, using writing as a way to process and synthesize information.
I see.
And it's fascinating how his writing and life experiences are so intertwined.
They are.
Even this conversation we're listening to becomes a part of his writing journey.
That's cool.
Exactly. He talks about how writing has made him more vulnerable, but also more connected to others. It's reduced this information asymmetry he once felt, opening doors for both giving and receiving help.
Wow.
And his writing has evolved from a personal exploration to a way to provide value and help others find fulfillment.
It's an inspiring example of how sharing our knowledge and experiences can create a ripple effect, impacting others in ways we might not even imagine.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Cheng Wei's world, let's recap some key takeaways that you can apply to your own life.
Okay, sounds good.
First, remember the untrust principle. exceed expectations in your current role. Then redefine your scope to create even greater impact.
Okay, love it.
Second, embrace discomfort.
Yes.
Step outside your comfort zone, seek out challenges, view setbacks as opportunities for growth.
Couldn't agree more.
Third, cultivate intrinsic motivation.
Okay.
Find joy in the process, not just the outcome, and remember the importance of the people you encounter along the way.
For sure.
And finally, don't be afraid to be wrong. Express your ideas boldly and authentically.
Right.
That's where the real learning happens.
That's so true.
We'll leave you with one final thought-provoking question. If an AI could analyze your life experiences and write your Why I Do What You Do article, what would it reveal about your values, your motivations, and your purpose? Until next time, keep diving deep.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, everyone.
嘿，大家觉得这集怎么样？是不是很有趣？是不是有点可怕？但也非常的不可思议。竟然可以 AI， 竟然可以一个按钮产出一个这么完整的一个 podcast。那我觉得，虽然 AI 可以产出一个听起来好像甚至有点听不出来是 AI 产出来的 podcast， 但是真的我觉得好的内容、好的 podcast、好的人跟人之间的沟通跟互动的情感的精神，那个无法预测的那些感动，那些都是不可能用 AI 去重置的。像运动表现，大家不会想看两个机器人在那边打篮球，完全没有意思。大家想看 LeBron James 或是 Victor Wembanyama 在那边 PK。大家以为 AI 打败西洋棋世界冠军之后，大家会对西洋棋就毫无兴趣，但反而西洋棋更热门，因为大家想看人跟人之间的临场表现，那个情绪的表达，那个互动的沟通，那个让人类是人类的那个过程的一些东西，大家都还是想要，反而会越来越有价值。我觉得或许写程式设计很多一些技术工作的门槛会越来越低，确实很多人的工作会被取代，然后这个产业整个会大转变 ，right？ 但我相信，身为人跟人之间的互动，跟你的真诚，跟你的情感，这些是无价的，所以大家不用太担心。拿这些实体用手做很实在的东西，也是永远无法被取代的。没人想看机器人演的电影，大家想看人跟人之间现场的表演的情绪的流动。所以我很期待 AI 带来的未来会让这个世界的产出变得更快、更好、更有品质，让很多人都可以写程式，很多人都可以做设计，很多人可以做 podcast， 让这个门槛越来越低。那这个时候，当你要做出比别人好的内容，你要做出别人好的产品，你要做出别人好的设计，你就需要更多的、更深的一些想法，你做的跟别人一样，更属于自己人性，别人可以感受到的一些产品和想法。你跟别人做一样的产品、一样的东西 ，AI 1秒就可以产出来的 podcast 或是什么内容，不会有人想看，不会有人觉得有趣。你还是要作为最真诚的、最真实的表达出你人性的美。So 这一集 podcast 希望你们喜欢，想不想以后之后每一集都产出一个英文的内容，就总结 AI 的一集。So 留言告诉我，在 Spotify、YouTube 或是 Instagram 告诉我这一集是不是你会喜欢的，然后你有什么想法 对这个 AI 产出的 podcast 听完之后有什么感受？Let me know。然后最后跟大家说，我们电扶梯的自我成长大家庭，在 Discord 里我们也会有一些 AI 的一些功能，像是刚刚说过的 AI 帮你找，你可以问说你想找认识什么样的淀粉 ，AI 会自动帮你推荐一个名单，什么样的淀粉，因为什么原因适合你交流，或是每个月的淀粉咖啡厅的配对，以后可能我们也会做 AI 版的，让你可以透过因为你的工作，因为你住的地方，因为你自我介绍的内容，帮你去找到你还没见过但是很适合你交流的另外一位淀粉，所以在自我成长过程中，也因为 AI 的帮助，让我们的自我成长的过程，在人跟人之间的互动更有效率，更可以找到更适合我们交流的人，所以 AI 真的是一个工具，真的可以辅助我们做一些人跟人之间很有价值的事情。所以有兴趣欢迎加入我们的淀粉自我成长大家庭，让我们一起做最好的自己，更好的我们。Okay, I'll see you next time. All right, bye bye.